Hi, my name is Sahira, and welcome to my online belly dance studio. Hi there, and welcome to the first in a several-part series about one of my favorite belly dance props, the zills, or the finger cymbals. Finger cymbals are something that have been part of belly dancing for many, many years, though it seems as though dancers nowadays don't play them quite as much as they used to, which is a total shame. I'm here to hopefully help you understand the zills a little bit, help you see how they are played, help you learn how to count them in a way that makes sense, and hopefully help you learn to love them just a little bit more. So here's a little introduction about the types of zills that there are out there on the market, so you can buy a pair that will work for you to start with, and then how to put them on and how to basically play them. And then from here we're going to learn a lot of different types of sounds and strokes as well as different rhythms. So I have here with me actually two different kinds of finger cymbals. This first set is what I'm going to be playing with most of the time. These are the zills. They are actually Turkish, and they have two slots in the top that your elastic goes into. When you're first starting out with zill playing, I highly recommend that you get something with two slots in the top and a nice wide elastic for larger control. These are actually fairly big zills, and you might not necessarily want to start with zills this big. You can find something that's a little bit smaller that'll be a little easier to maneuver when you first get started. In addition to zills, there's also something out on the market called the zagat. These are from Egypt. These have a single hole in the top and typically take a round elastic. These are very different in the way that they're played. They're also incredibly beautiful. You don't see belly dancers playing these quite as much as the zills. So I would recommend to get yourself started to get a pair of zills, not a pair of zagat. So once you get your pair of zills, what do you need to do? You need to put the elastics in them. So as you'll see here, I've threaded the elastic through, one in each slot. When you take it around to the other side, I highly recommend sewing it. You can sew it on the inside, or a lot of people actually sew it on the outside as well, so that you don't get any dampening on the inside of your zill from the elastic touching the metal. Either way, please sew it. Don't use the little safety pins, because those don't work for very long. Sew it nice and tight. You just need a needle and thread, no sewing experience necessary. But make sure that when you have it on, it's tight enough that you can wiggle the finger around and it's not going to go flying into somebody's hummus while you're playing, right? So be sure to sew them together nice and tight. Clip off the extra ends so that you have almost nothing there, because the more the elastic touches the zill, the more you're going to dampen the sound. So once you have those all sewn, you want two that are the size of your middle finger, two that are the size of your thumb. You want it to be fitted right there on sort of the very last knuckle closest to the nail. So some people mark their zills, the elastic, with maybe a little bit of nail polish or something, so they can tell quickly which one belongs to the thumb and which one belongs to the middle finger. So when you put them on, you want to put them here right on the very last knuckle of the finger, like I mentioned before. And what I typically do is once I have them on, I kind of bring the fingers together and sandwich the zill so that the two plates are facing each other directly. When I open up, they're still basically facing each other. I find this is a good starting position for me so that I can be sure to have good control over the zills while I'm playing them. So go ahead and put your zills on both hands. And this is going to be your basic starting place. I only have a couple of rules when playing the zills. One is that it's not super useful to practice it sitting down unless you're going to be in a band, because you'll almost never play the zills sitting down. So I highly recommend standing up and having your good belly dance arm posture, and that's my other rule. Keep your arm posture basically the same. If you've learned any sort of belly dance arm positioning, you know it's nice and strong yet fluid. The wrists are often bent. Be careful for switching your hands to this more awkward position when you play the zills. I will demonstrate some things this way so that you can see it nice and easy there in the camera, but otherwise I encourage you to have beautiful belly dance arms while you play. So go ahead and get yourself a pair of zills, sew the elastics on, put them onto your fingers, walk around your house playing them, and join me for the next video when we'll talk about basic zill strokes and sounds. Thanks so much.